Hello, my name is Karthik Ramachandran, and this is my video essay for MIT Supply Chain Management Program. Question 1. Why do you want to get a master's degree in supply chain management? As a consultant, I've gotten to work across both growth and cost-focused cases at companies. One thing I quickly realized is that even the most growth-focused company needs a robust and efficient supply chain to operate. And it doesn't matter how many customers you could acquire if you could not fulfill that demand in a cost-effective way. And I think supply chain is more and more relevant as we speak. Industries are maturing, companies' growth is slowing, and as a result, using supply chain as a competitive advantage is of utmost importance. And I realized that I did not have a formal education in supply chain and that one would be needed to become a more holistic business thinker. As I was evaluating supply chain management programs, MIT's went straight to the top of my list. MIT has always been at the cutting edge of research in supply chain, but I think equally important is the fact that they allow students the opportunity to partner with companies and work on their toughest supply chain problems. And if admitted, that would be an opportunity that I would relish. In addition, the MIT Scale Network provides so much value as well. Having peers on campus that have worked across all stages of supply chain, whether that be procurement or logistics or fulfillment, would be extremely valuable to me as I think about supply chain as a whole. And particularly having a global scale network of international peers as well will be very important as supply chain becomes more cross-cultural and more global. Question 2. What previous supply chain experience do you have? My supply chain and operations experience comes from my internships in undergraduate years, my consulting experience at BCG, and then my current role as part of the M&A team at Mondelez International. As an undergrad, I interned at Amazon.com in their fulfillment centers and was working particularly on their outbound procurement process, which involved everything from packaging shipments to actually coordinating the logistics of shipping those shipments. And I worked on different optimization methods across that entire process. I also interned at Boeing and Company, where I forecasted maintenance costs for Boeing's top commercial airplanes, and this forecast was actually used in procurement negotiations with top customers, including American Airlines and Southwest Airlines. At BCG, I've worked on 3 cases that were supply chain and operations focused. First, I worked with a technology services provider to optimize their labor cost by improving utilizations, subcontractor usage, and reducing SG&A spend. I then worked with a consumer durables company where I worked with both supply chain and sales leads to improve freight costs, warehousing costs, and renegotiate fulfillment contracts in order to operate more leanly. And then finally, I worked with a consumer pharmaceuticals company to evaluate the impact of a site shutdown, and particularly viewed the savings and compared that against the different impact on utilization across process steps, whether that was production or packaging or actual shipment as well. In recent months, with my interest in consumer packaged goods, I've decided to join Mondelez International's M&A team, where I evaluate different acquisition opportunities for the supply chain synergies and operational synergies that they provide and see the kind of savings impact that such acquisitions would have for our company. Question 3. Describe the perfect job that you would like to get after the Master's in Supply Chain Management. After the Master's in Supply Chain Management, I would return to the Boston Consulting Group, where I would try to work on supply chain focused cases in consumer goods. In addition, I think experience as a project leader managing teams will be invaluable for when I make my transition to supply chain and industry. After my time at BCG, I hope to own a national P&L at a cost-focused consumer goods company, eventually become a supply chain lead at said company, and then hopefully eventually become CEO of a supply chain focused consumer goods company. Question 4. What global supply chain problem do you find most interesting? I'm most interested at the linkage between procurement and demand planning. And I actually think that airlines and aerospace is a place where that tension is very vivid. At Boeing, for example, they coordinate across various suppliers for their airplanes, whether that's engines from Rolls-Royce or lights from General Electric, and they fulfill airplanes to airlines such as Southwest Airlines and American Airlines. And there is an inextricable link between the demand planning function and the procurement function. And if the leaders in each of those functions within supply chain do not communicate, significant repercussions can happen. Oftentimes, that includes the loss of contracts for multiple airplanes, which can be multi-million and in some cases billion-dollar enterprises. And in addition, litigation can occur if a company like Boeing is not in a position to fulfill their commitments and contractual obligations to companies like American Airlines. Thank you for your time.